For sure. Well, I was gonna try to. I'm gonna do that. I'm here though. So I mean, if you whenever you're ready to start, or how did y'all wanna?
Fam, we've been
run this
started.
shit?
This nigga.
Right, we've been started. We're recording right now, man.
I walked away. I ain't know y'all said how y'all was going and shit like that. My bad, dog. My bad, dog.
We've been talking, so I guess I should ask you, do you want any of this redacted? Should we be starting from right here, man?
No, you good.
We good? All right.
You good? Huh?
I don't think you incriminated yourself, did you?
No.
It's still early though.
Not gonna happen, brother.
Let's go to Django.
No, we was watching Django earlier, and Sam was like, "Man, Kerry Washington barely had anything to say in this movie. Like, she barely said anything." And I'm like, "Man, she acted her ass off too." She was like, "Nah, but she really ain't say too much." I'm like, "That's the point. She acted her ass off, and she really had to say a lot." She spoke a little bit of French. She was screaming. I was like, dude, but she was acting. Like, you could see it. She ain't have to say shit.
You could see it.
I was like, but them niggas was wild after they killed Mr. Candy. Oh, like that scene immediately after the shootout in the big the rotunda and shit when that motherfucker flew out of nowhere and shot that nigga. Oh, like, that's some wild shit. Like, that's some wild shit to be going on in this damn house in the South. I'm like, even going to that extent, I'm like, how many times have we lost our lives over some dumb shit just because them motherfuckers just didn't sit right with them? Mm-hmm. That's what kind of where I was watching the part where they threw the dynamite in the back. And he was like, ha ha ha, niggas hit some dynamite, ha ha ha. I was like, it's some wild shit just to throw some sticks of dynamite at people. I like, but then it's our people. Like, just hit some dynamite, nigga, here you go. And they move, bro. Hell yeah, I'm finna move. But I was like, how many times, just on some real shit, how many times did we die on some just dumb shit because they just, like, yeah, never mind. Yeah,
See, you starting off real deep, fam. I'm not.
Hey, I'm not gonna get that deep into it, but I did.
You already did.
I threw it out there, but I ain't going down in that rabbit hole. The door open though.
You got a good run on.
I'm bring it back. I just want to say God bless the internet because this busted challenge.
Man,
hey, I've been in that rabbit hole like a motherfucker, boy.
That's Sam's favorite challenge.
Like, God damn.
I'm like,
hey, I was like, I'm just gonna look at one more. 3 hours later.
Just one more.
I can't get enough of it.
She did a good job on this one.
As far as I was concerned, that song only lasts 30 seconds.
Man.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
I did look it up though, because like I just assumed it was Megan. Like, it is not. Like, it's
some Erica something.
Erica something. Like, she's on the label that I guess Megan's technically still on, but like they basically made a clone and like are now trying to get her out.
Oh shit!
Hell no.
They found him a 2.0. She does sound like her. When I first heard, I was like, "Is that?" But then I seen, I was like, "Nah." I was like, "Damn, she kind of sound like that's interesting." Did not know that.
Well, getting your song to go viral on TikTok is definitely one way to get out there. But you know what? Let's get into the show for this week. Welcome to episode 182 of Technical File, the sports podcast you never knew you needed.
And it's your boy, TIMKINZ, the number 3, a.k.a. Ass Ketchum, a.k.a. Mr. Give It To Me. I like my little Scully this week and shit. You know, I got one, but I like this one.
Anyways, I am the Eric J.
Only known as
The Eric J.
And I'm Camille, point guard of the crew, the real life Tifa Lockhart, the girl next door. You know, holding it down for all the women who love sports.
And it's your boy K Harris, the gentleman.
The gentleman.
The everyday gentleman.
24/7.
But better known as K Diddy.
Take that.
All right, and then after you take that, come on over to our Facebook.
Easy there, guys.
It sounded so good.
Mr. Harvey Weinstein over here.
Oh Lord, no.
No, whoa,
no,
come on, now relax, brother. Why you gotta go that far?
Jesus Christ,
you
relax,
the
sir.
chicks that can't take jokes. Why y'all hit the jugular like that? What's wrong with you?
Hey man, relax, sir. Jesus. Hey, it's a family show.
No, is it? I don't think.
I don't think we've been a family show since we took the edited off.
No,
but
we've been a family show
shit.
since episode 3. Whenever the first time y'all niggas started cussing.
I ain't start cussing like that. Chip started cussing at first.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyways, Facebook, Twitter.
Broke the seal.
I don't know if it was Tim. We'll have to go back and run that back. But
then you have to torture yourself and listen to our first episodes. And you don't really want to do that.
I mean, it's only the first 3.
But we got to figure out when that first. I think actually Eric might have been the first like F-bomb on the show to like open it up. I actually think I
should be a challenge for the week.
I got my money on Eric being the first one to break that seal.
You know what? Yeah, once we get there,
we'll tell people to go back and listen.
Mm-hmm. Find out who had the first cuss word to Tech File.
Who said fuck first? Look at that.
Who opened the can of worms? Who started cussing like they grown?
Okay, hold on. Time out. Let's define what's a cuss word. Because I probably said damn or hell, but I would definitely say
I remember this. What? I remember this. There was an episode early on when someone cussed, and I'm pretty sure it was Eric, and he goes, well, I think that's the first time on this show. Whoever said it, like, acknowledged, like, this is the first time that we've broken this seal. I don't recall who, but I'm pretty sure it was Eric. Like, my money's on Eric. You don't think it? No, because Ken used to come with papers and be like ESPN Ken at the beginning.
Hey, oh what? Hey, I threw the papers like, man, fuck this shit.
Man's been shooting off the hip ever since.
Been shooting off the hip ever since.
Motherfucker had the stats laid out and shit.
Okay, but I'm finna kill him with these stats, nigga.
With the briefcase and the blazer, like, my nigga, where's you going?
I ain't saying shit but stats the whole
yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh man. Yeah, them episodes was bad. I'm glad we've grown.
Yeah.
Where can they find us then?
Twitter at Technical File, TECK. Or shit. Run that back. Karen, can you remind me real quick? Go ahead and follow us on our Instagram and our Twitter at Technical File. You can also find us on the Facebook, Technical File Podcast. You can also join our Tech File Pod Overtime group, where you can join in with the listeners, fans, and the fam, right? Indeed. And then you have www.technicalfile.com. Don't forget to put the K on that motherfucker.
Damn
and
right.
YouTube, we are Technical File Pod. Hang on.
I would just like to offer 2 corrections really quick. The Facebook group is Technical File Podcast Pod Overtime. You said Tech File Pod Overtime. And the YouTube is Technical File Podcast. The whole thing.
I thought he had it right, goddammit.
Man, we got to make this shit sing.
He fooled me.
Fam, you've been doing this for like 3 years.
I mean, you can't remember, bro. I slept up this week and I've been floating on this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been coming in the studio, getting my shit off, and you know what I'm saying? Come to these bars, through these airwaves, and you know what I'm saying? You know, players fucked up sometimes, you know?
Hey, I feel you on that. That is a true statement.
Like I say every week, man, if you guys enjoy being a part of this amazing Tech File fam, share with everybody you know, man. Your mama, your daddy, your uncle, your granny, your cousin, your baby mama, baby daddy, whoever. Wherever you're listening right now, make sure you share, man. You already listening right now. Just go ahead and share that. Do that right now. We don't grow without y'all, man. So let this family continue to grow.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Tech File Challenge. Shit, I don't know.
Let's say the first cuss word. Let's go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. One of y'all go ahead and find that.
It's go.
I thought you were asking people to say what their first curse word was, like the first time they cussed.
Oh, okay. Somebody got to find us.
I remember the first time.
The first person.
Ain't nobody gonna go back and actually find it. Ain't nobody that dedicated. I don't believe it.
Hey, prove us wrong.
I don't believe it.
Prove Camille wrong. Now. I got faith. I have faith in you.
We're gonna come back here next week and I'm gonna be like, told y'all.
Hey, then I'm slamming everybody. God damn it! Fuck all of
y'all like y'all better shape up.
We shall see. We shall see.
I'm calling names out and everything.
Who actually might.
But yeah.
But wherever you find podcasts, you find us. That includes Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Spotify.
All right. Spotify. Boom, boom.
Amazon Music.
Amazon.
God dang it.
Leia.
We there too.
Like
a player.
Wooska.
Hey Ken, we was on point. We was on point last week, bro. It was.
Yeah, we were. Yeah, we had it.
It was there.
Yeah,
I was happy. I was like, oh shit.
We did have it.
My bad.
Temptation.
And wherever you're listening to this episode now, while there, make sure that you like, subscribe, rate, and review. 5 stars and better. It helps us, and we appreciate it.
5.
So, before we get into the topics of the week, I would like to take this time to shout out our top listening cities and our international listeners from the past week. So, number 1, and this was number 1, almost doubled the number 2 spot here. Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, Columbus, what up?
Okay.
Ohio showing love.
We appreciate you. I got family there.
What's going on?
And I picked the Browns. Let's go.
Same. Hey, Cleveland. We with y'all, man. We was cheering for y'all.
I don't know if they root for the Browns or the Bengals, but either way, Ohio, whatever.
Well, the Bengals weren't playing last weekend, so you know. Hey. Number 2, we got Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the hometown.
You gotta pump them numbers up, though.
Yeah, for sure. Y'all can't be getting double. Y'all can't be getting lapped by Columbus, fam. Y'all the home team.
Right, like Bow Wow from there. We gotta do better.
Or is he? If you listen to him, he's from Atlanta.
A-Town.
I'm never gonna forgive him for that album cover where he throwing up the A-Town sign. Like, nigga, your last album, you was definitely talking about how thank you, Columbus made you, and then you all. Never mind. Number 3, we got Racine, Wisconsin. Racilla. Number 4, we got Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Fort Lauderdale, what up? Florida, y'all always show love.
Number 5, we got San Francisco, California.
San Francisco.
Came back. They came in a little cameo.
Welcome back.
The San Francisco treat. Number 6, we have Brisbane, Australia.
Hey, mate.
From the Outback. Okay.
Shout
mate.
out. Wallabies.
Aussie, oil.
You said what?
Oh, I just did the Aussie chant.
Aw. Number 7, we got Spring, Texas.
Texas. What's going on?
Number 8, we got Upper Marlboro, Maryland.
Upper Marlboro.
You know, I get caught every time. Marlboro.
It sounds like you're saying it with a mouthful of marbles.
Number 9, we got New Berlin, Wisconsin.
New Berlin.
Oh, something New Berlin. Is that easy?
That's Brookfield adjacent.
That is Brookfield adjacent. Brookfield not on the top 10. Like they was.
They just came back from DC.
they went over to New Berlin.
They just made it back.
And you know they can't fly, so they had to caravan back.
Exactly.
Although I will say, I don't think that anybody listening to our show would probably be somebody who would go to DC.
Hey, y'all was in DC. Know. If anybody got a picture of them listening to us while they was in DC.
That's the challenge.
You're trying to incriminate people? Trying to get help the FBI out there?
Hey, somebody gonna send a picture like, hey, look, I was looking for y'all. I was looking for y'all. I was fucking shit up. Right in the roof.
They probably be. Never mind. I'm not even gonna go down that rabbit hole. Number 10, we got Copper's Cove, Texas.
What's going on in Texas?
Cove.
So shout out to y'all. International listeners, we just had the Australia listens, so appreciate y'all.
Appreciate
from the land down under.
Come on back.
Tuning in. Now, before we actually get into the topics of the week, I want to preface this week's show by saying I do not feel good. Thank y'all for holding it down for me last week while I was, out sick. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of shooting from the hip this week. So we're going to see how this goes. So bear with us. This is my flu game. All right. Let's start this week off just by jumping into the NFL playoffs because
playoffs.
Yeah.
Playoffs.
And you know what? Before we even get into the playoffs, I do want to shout out our Pick'em Pool season-long winner because, the regular season has ended. And we actually had a tie for the number one spot. So, fellas, we're going to discuss how we're going to do the swag package business.
Swag package.
With two number ones. We had Elliot, so shout out to the Elements podcast. And Johnny. I believe our season
they tied?
one. They tied. They both had 1,461 points on the year.
Who won? Who won last year?
Johnny won last year.
No, he won. He won. We didn't do it last year. He won the first year.
He won the first year. Okay, I was like, I don't remember.
Yep, that's a repeat.
Yeah. Okay.
And amongst the Tech File hosts, I actually finished top 5 in the full pool. I maintained that throughout the season. Mm-hmm. Between Tim and Ken, remember, they wanted to see who would win between the two of them, and Tim came through with the dub.
Oh,
it was that Giants win, dog.
Man, what give a damn about that sap sucker.
Tim bested Ken by 74 points over the course of the season. So,
okay.
Oh damn, that was a big jump towards the end.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Ken didn't put in his scores for week 17.
Oh damn!
So you just kind of blew the bag.
You won by default, man. That's trash.
Hey, my fault you ain't do the job.
That's trash.
Hey, my
74, I would have won, bro.
You would have, should have, would have, could have.
I definitely would have won, bro.
You didn't when you should have.
I definitely would have won. It's all right.
You should have, would have, could have. Sound excuses to me.
It's charity, it's cool. It's charity.
Sound like excuses to me.
Oh no, it's all right, brother.
Hey,
okay, what about
everyone who was in the pool who was a weekly winner, and then of course the grand prize winners? Expect an email coming from us soon about the prize options that you'll have. So thank you to everybody who participated and played in the Pick'em Pool this year. Definitely appreciate y'all.
Indeed.
Okay,
we do.
Playoffs. Y'all want to start AFC or y'all want to start NFC?
We can go AFC.
All right. So this upcoming weekend, we are going to the first game of the AFC slate on Saturday is going to be the Buffalo Bills up against the Baltimore Ravens. That game is going to take place on Saturday at 7:15. Now, before we even preview this game, I want to just kind of go back. Do y'all think the Ravens were out of pocket for stumping on the logo on the Titans stuff after they closed the game? They didn't shake hands. They just celebrated and walked off.
I thought they was wilding. I thought they was wilding, bro. I could lie to you. Like, I mean, it's one thing. Like, people already hate the fact that one dude be on the logo posing, dancing, Juju, or Terrell Owens. Like, cats get mad about that.
He got smoked though. Terrell Owens got smoked.
He got smoked midfield. But I'm saying that's one. The whole team A-Town stumping on your logo, bro. Everybody know that's disrespectful. Everybody knows it's disrespectful. And you know what? They all like, fuck them. I don't give a fuck.
That's the point. Because, like, the Titans did it to them. So,
yeah.
True.
They kept that same energy. It's like, yo, you did it to us. You just ended your season and did it to you. Huh?
So, and we ain't shaking hands.
No.
I
mean, as far as I'm concerned, when it's beef, it's beef. Like, ain't gonna be no good sportsmanship. Like, nah. Y'all go home, sit with this L.
Y'all talking shit in the middle of the... You know what? You're right. Shorty's talking big shit mid-game.
You already know.
But shout out to the Ravens for pulling off that dub. Lamar Jackson got his first playoff win, so we can at least postpone that narrative that's been going on around him about not being able to win in the playoffs. So he got his first dub. That's what's up.
And he's
third year in the league, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Third year in the league, bro.
He can't win in the playoffs. Like,
he can't win in the playoffs. That's the shit. But that's the same logic that they do with That's how I felt about it when people talk about the Bucks. I'm like, bro, we only been relevant really for 2 years. Keeping a buck. And all of a sudden we can't win shit. Like, come on now. Like, damn. But same thing with Lamar. Like, now it's a win today thing. Like, if you cold, you're supposed to win today mentality for the like. It's kind of fucked up that everybody kind of jumps on somebody for not winning day of or that year or that time. Like, how often does MVPs win the Super Bowl or the championships the year that they win them?
Not often.
Yeah,
it's not often. Hell, most of them probably don't even make the finals or the championship game. But here we are. So congrats to Lamar and the Ravens.
Exactly. Okay. Buffalo Bills and them Ravens. Who y'all got in that game?
Quarterback.
Yeah, gotta go Ravens.
I'm gonna go Buffalo.
I'm going Buffalo. Sorry, but
I'm sorry, Lamar, but Buffalo look like they got it this year, man.
Them motherfuckers just.
So I that was like the one game that I didn't get. Well, one of the games that I didn't catch. So why was it so close?
Phillip wasn't terrible. Oh, you talking about the Ravens game or the
Colts in Buffalo?
Colts started coming back. Phillip started looking good. Jonathan Taylor started running like a madman. Like, he was really in the defense stepped up. That was the first game back with Buckner, DeForest Buckner. So like they had him coming back to help kind of disrupt shit. And yeah, it was a good game. It truly was a good game. This is the easiest way I can put it is that outside of a few teams that made the playoffs this year, all the teams here were really good outside of the couple. But and both of those teams I'm referring to are NFC teams. So the AFC was really, really good this year. And I mean, it was just going to be a competitive game from the jump. As Tim mentioned, Jonathan Taylor, that man, he came on strong. I didn't realize that he was like top 3 in rookie rushing yards for the Colts after the season because he had a really slow start. And he picked that mug up because they was doing that committee stuff, and he took that and ran with it. And he actually had less carries this season than he had at Wisconsin his last year. So I believe that Wisconsin was running his ass to the ground, bro. 300 damn carries every year. Like, come on, dog. What y'all doing?
So he probably felt great when the playoffs came. Like, listen,
150 carries. I ain't seen this shit. Shit.
He probably got hit about the same amount because they could touch him at Wisconsin.
Man. But yeah, that should be a good game. I'm looking forward to seeing that one. And then the other AFC game we have this weekend is the Kansas City Chiefs up against the Cleveland Browns. And that game is going to be on Sunday afternoon. Cleveland finally did it. Hey, I knew Cleveland was going to win that game. I didn't expect them to smack Pittsburgh like that, though.
Oh, no, I did not expect that.
Yeah.
First quarter.
I was like, what is going on right now?
And Pittsburgh tried to make it respectable before Nick Chubb's last touchdown, which was a fucking beautiful run. Fucking beautiful touchdown. But they tried to make it respectable before that. And
they tried. They didn't see, like, if you watch that game, like, you see, if you look at just the final score, like, oh, they only won by 11. Like, it's 2-possession game. Like, no, they...
Score's not indicative of the game.
Yeah.
In this case.
Cleveland came out. And Cleveland didn't even have their coach. Like, their head coach was not there. Because
the special teams coach was running the squad.
Like...
I had them out here balling.
Man.
But the offensive coordinator was out here calling the plays this time. They spread the duties out. They did their thing. They did a good job.
I guess that kind of brings up a question I've always had is like how much. I mean, like obviously the head coach is very important. But I mean, like day of the game, like you already have your game plan set. Like you have your offensive play caller, you have your defensive play caller. Like. If you're able to be part of the preparation and part of the game plan, like, do you actually – obviously, it's advantageous to have your head coach, but I've always wondered, like, if you're not in charge of the offense or the defense, like, are you just kind of, like, overseeing everything? Like, but your hand isn't directly –
a little bit of that, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I guess, like, the special teams coordinator, because he has less responsibility from play to play, like, that actually probably is a good person to have, like, to elevate to –
because you got to just go ahead and focus on this.
Well, I mean, again, like the head coach was still there, like all week. He just was there via Zoom, like it's not
virtual.
Like he was just at home. Like he was there for all of the practice. I mean, they didn't even practice until Friday afternoon, so it's not like he missed practice really. So.
And in case y'all was thinking that maybe he was able to call them on the sidelines or something, he couldn't have any contact with anyone until the game was over. So
now Belichick would have found a way for everybody else that's illegal.
Yeah, Belichick would have been big cheating. But I just want to say, Chase Claypool, listen, you had a great season, but don't come on Instagram with all that salty stuff, fam. Talking about it's whatever, man. They gonna get clapped next week. Bro, you got clapped this week. Like don't.
He had a hell of a touchdown.
Hey, I don't care.
One hell of a touchdown too.
I don't care. Hey, he too salty for me to understand what he was trying to say.
Too salty.
I can't acknowledge nothing. Too salty. I can't.
And to Camille's point, like if they gonna get smacked and they just smacked you, like what would have happened if y'all would have found a way to win that game? So really, you just call yourself extra garbage. Like you getting smacked by a team that's gonna get smacked. Like. What are you saying right now?
Y'all started the season 11-0.
11-0, 12-5.
So this outcome isn't actually too surprising to me, which is why I thought the Browns were going to win. But the Browns went up against the Chiefs. I don't know about that one. I mean,
we'll see.
Hey, if Cleveland if Cleveland can get the run game going and just continues the way they're gonna have to win this game is to keep Patrick Mahomes off the field. So if y'all can just keep running that ball and keep being productive in that way, Cleveland might make that closer than expected. But
they got
I can't bet against
a tough task.
They do. It is like I can't bet against Pat Mahomes.
Yeah,
true. Which is, I mean, but the Browns got an offensive line that's one of the best in the league too. So they'll have it's gonna be a fight. I won't say Cleveland's gonna get blown out. I do not believe Cleveland will get smacked.
I don't either.
I do believe because it's a different atmosphere. I do believe that they'll put up a real good fight. And it may be coming back down to some Patty magic at the end of the game. Like he's had the last 2-week playoffs. Pat Mahomes got to come down and game winning drive in the fourth quarter. They coming back down from 21-0. Like it's been in the playoffs. The Chiefs have been susceptible to getting down big and possibly getting out early, but they've come back. So we'll see. I can see Cleveland jump out to a big start. And if they get out to a big start and it can run with Chubb and Hunt, they might be able to pull it off.
Mm-hmm. But just think how great of a story it'll be though for them to actually pull it off. Like that'd be
the story of the year.
That's what I'm saying. That'd be a great story.
Sports story. Yeah, the sports story of the year.
And that'd be dope for that city too. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm rooting for the Browns, but ideally, I think the Chiefs will win.
So your official pick is Kansas City.
Yeah,
what
Kansas
you're saying
City.
is you're gonna be cheering. You're gonna be hoping you wrong.
Yeah,
I feel you. But I'm guessing that's a clean sweep. Everybody feels Kansas City's gonna win that game eventually, somehow, some way, some shape, some form.
Yes,
they got black quarterbacks.
You know what? I'm gonna roll with Cleveland.
I like the
I'll
pick, man. I'm not mad at it.
Because if they really can get that running game going, then I do see that being the problem.
Keep Mahomes off the field, and you got a chance to win.
And of course, Myles Garrett want Mahomes to throw all game.
Yeah, and that the Chiefs' defense isn't as strong as it was the past few seasons. So like you said, it's a shot. I don't think it's going to happen, but it's a shot. Now, let's go on ahead and get into the NFC. Shall we?
Sure.
We are going to have the number 1 seeded Green Bay Packers going up against the LA Rams. I don't think the Rams still know who their quarterback is going to be as we record this. I listened to the show last week and I heard most of y'all hoping that Chicago would win last week, so we'd be able to see them up against the Packers for the third time. But as I listened to that, I was like, ew, yuck, no, don't want to see that again. Sorry, Ken, but I did.
Hating ass Kabil.
Ain't nobody trying to see y'all get blown out 3 times in the same season.
Chill out. It won't go blow up. Chill out.
But the Rams it is. So Packers Rams.
Wait. Sorry, backing up. You say we still don't know who the Rams quarterback is. Like, is the backup, like, did he get out of the hospital? Like, what happened with his injury?
He did get released from the hospital, but at this moment, the Rams have not stated who their starting quarterback would be for that game. They did say that Aaron Donald would be available and playing against the Packers, but the last that I saw, we don't know if it's going to be I forget the backup's name, Whirlpool or something like that.
Let's see.
Cricket.
Rams. Aaron Donald, Cup.
He ain't Tyler Heineken, so it don't matter.
Heineken, yeah. What was?
The MAGA quarterback.
Right,
The who?
Wolford is his last name.
The MAGA quarterback, the
John
dude
Wolford.
from Washington.
Oh, he MAGA?
He's super MAGA, fam.
On what? Man, fuck it.
Big MAGA.
I would have known that last week. Good room for him to get smacked around. But he had a rough enough week anyway, so it don't matter.
Yeah, he did.
He had a rough week.
And when it comes to Packers, Rams, like this is going to. I wanted to see good football, like, and this is going to be a great football. You got the number one like defense against number one offense. Like, I can't wait to see Jair or not Jair. I'm looking forward to seeing Cobb and dang, I'm going all through different years. I'm looking forward to seeing Devontae Adams and Jalen Ramsey battling each other. Although Aaron Rodgers said that he personally wasn't sure how much of that you would see because the Rams tend to play. They play like a two shell. He's like, so you probably won't see just like man-on-man coverage. I hope I do. I would love to see it, but
Jalen is asking for it.
Oh, for sure he is.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure, yeah. And Devontae is like, give me 1-on-1. Did who come back?
Chris Harris, he was the other LA team, wasn't he?
I thought so.
I thought him and Ramsey was on the Rams.
See, that's hard not to suspect with me on that, too. No,
because I was like, damn, the Rams secondary nice.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
the Chargers. But I'm going to go with the Packers in this situation. Like, I understand how, strong the Rams defense is, but I really like this offense, and our defense ain't no slouch either. And given the fact that they don't really have a quarterback, I just like our chances in that matchup.
I'm going to take Green Bay. Donald do come back. He won't be 100%, but even at not 100%, Aaron Donald's still a monster. Still a monster.
I had no rooting interest in that game, and I was terrified anytime Aaron Donald went through the line. I'm like, oh, shit. Good Lord.
Which most of the time was immediately. Oh, shit. Russ was going back to Sierra broken, bro.
Hey, Russ wasn't looking too hot, man.
He was looking
because he was running for his life.
It was. I'm saying, like, it was rough out there for the man.
Still cold, but he goddamn.
He had a rough end to the season.
Yeah.
So he started really hot and then cooled off considerably. So it's a good season still.
Yeah.
Hey, Ken, you got the Packers too? You going Green Bay, right?
Yes, I am. I am going Green Bay.
All right, just had to make sure.
Nice sweater you got on, sir.
Huh?
Yeah, let's talk about the team on your sweater for a little bit. So the other NFC matchup this week is going to be the Saints up against the Buccaneers. You got the Old Man Bowl with Drew Brees and Tom Brady.
It's going to be a shootout.
So
that's like 85 years combined.
Arm versus arm.
And then you got to put barely in parentheses afterwards because it's like watching Phillip Rivers throw. I know Phillips.
He does, bro. It's like old Manny.
Man, when he had to throw that Hail Mary to end the game, I was like, he threw that ball as hard as he could, and it
hey man, he got 20 kids. He tied. Shit,
he do.
That nigga got 20 kids. He tied,
bro.
That nigga tied. He tied.
But no, the Saints beat the Bears, and that game was broadcast on Nickelodeon, which I personally enjoyed a lot. I wish that something like that would have existed when I was a kid.
Yeah, it
I would have been
different.
I would have been all in on that. Man. And then the young lady in the broadcast booth who was calling the games with him, she was only like 14 or 15. She did excellent.
Like Cardi.
Yeah.
Excellent. It was a fun game, which made me just think like, man, football is fun when you can be a little bit more goofy with it too. Like, it was cool.
Mm-hmm. Just treat it like a game.
Mm-hmm.
When I saw that they were broadcasting on Nickelodeon, I'm like, that's weird. And then like once I actually read the description of what they were doing, I was like, that is brilliant. Like,
yes.
And like they have a problem where they're not appealing to younger audiences. So like if that's a way to really engage kids in the NFL product going forward, like that's a pure profit as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
Man,
That's what I was telling Sam about
young Sheldon explaining the rules popping up on the side. I was like, oh, y'all really going all in on this one.
Well, I was telling her that you got a lot of kids that, like when I was coaching, I got a lot of younger players. Like the kids that I was coaching was 8 to 11 or 12 to 14. And I'm like, if they had this then, you know, how many junior or pee-wee boys would sit there and be like, oh, yeah, NFL on Nickelodeon and stuff like that. Like, and the way that they was breaking it down so that they can actually understand what was going on and stuff like that. Like, I'm like, like you said, that was fucking genius move. Like, if your market is to do the play 60 and all of that stuff like that, are you trying to incorporate that stuff? Being on Nickelodeon and having the broadcast the way they do, plus the slime cannons was dope. The slime touchdown cannons was dope.
Hey, that SpongeBob field goal was tight too. I don't even like SpongeBob, but that made me laugh.
That was slick though.
It was smart. It was smart. Too bad the Bears didn't get a slime cannon, but
now the Bears season is over now.
This nigga.
Y'all had another wide receiver trying to punch CJ Gardner-Johnson.
What he be saying to y'all?
I don't know, but the Bears don't like him.
They do not like that man.
First Wims, now Miller. But Ken, I just want your feedback on like this season, this team, y'all future going forward, because it don't seem like Chicago really know exactly what they want to do either. Like we've heard from the players as of this recording, but we haven't heard from y'all coach or y'all GM or from anybody about the direction of the team going forward. Mitch Trubisky said that, you know, I would like to come back. I feel like I got unfinished business here, but that's not really my call. So I'm just giving you the floor right now, man. Like, how do you feel about your team going forward? Y'all were 12-4 2 years ago.
Yeah. It's unfortunately like this is what it is being a Bears fan. Like, you know, I don't know, man. First of all, it all starts with our head coach, bro. Like Nagy has been horrible calling running plays this season. Yeah. Like he been too conventional. It took the entire season for him to run the ball. Like first of all, but then we never threw down the field. So we need a new head coach. I am perfectly fine, and it sounds crazy, but I'm okay with Mitch coming back being our starter.
What? Really?
Yeah. But of course, we could try to get Deshaun Watson or somebody shit.
Wild as hell.
Like, do that. Huh?
Y'all, where y'all fucked up at was y'all didn't use the golden ticket like y'all supposed to. Y'all bought Nick Foles. Y'all supposed to put him in the playoffs.
No, bro, that ain't
put him in the playoffs where he earned his money.
That's wrong for Mitch, man. He a young quarterback, man. We got to keep riding him.
Hey, what's wrong is the way Williams dropped that damn pass.
There you go.
That motherfucker was beautiful. He sat that motherfucker. It was perfect.
And with Mitch, we don't get many of those.
You don't get those.
When we do get them, you have to catch the bitches.
It was perfect. I was like, holy shit, he really dropped that? Like, damn. That could have changed the game, though.
We definitely do need to it all starts in the front office, man. We need to figure out what can we do. We need to get rid of Nagy. And like I hate to say it or whatever, like, but we need some fresh eyes. We need like a new culture in Chicago right now.
Damn, Ken. I just got an ESPN push notification that says Bears are likely to retain Matt Nagy and GM Ryan Pace, but their defensive coordinator is going to retire.
He was the best coach on the team.
Exactly. The best coach going and shit.
And he said, I'd rather retire than come back.
Oh, God, damn. He's the best coach on the team. My man said, nah, I'm good.
He said, I'm done here.
It is Chuck Pagano, though, so it's like, you have the cancer thing. So
hey, Chuck Strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. But still.
He turned the whole defense around.
Still, that man said, you know what? I'm good. I'm good.
Enjoy.
He probably asked, who coming back? Oh, I'm good. I'm good here. I'm good.
No.
I'm good. Well, it looks like you won't get your wish there, buddy. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I know. It sucks, man. But I don't know. We got to figure something out. Hey, the only good thing we got going is Aaron Rodgers getting old.
He about to be an MVP, fam.
Right.
You know,
He'll be MVP and shit. Y'all need to worry about getting Deshaun.
Huh?
Y'all need to worry about getting Deshaun.
That exactly, goddamn it. Who do I need to write? Shit. Who need an email so we can shoot shit?
Hey, Cam gonna be a free agent again this summer, fam. You know he ain't going back to New England.
Cam.
I said, you know Cam gonna be around. Y'all can,
Yeah.
He can run.
I'd rather have Deshaun though. We can get Deshaun though, you know.
I mean, I wouldn't blame you. Like Deshaun Watson is that man is.
Yeah, he a beast. And he's not happy down there, man. I don't know what the hell they doing with the Texans right now. They don't give a fuck down there.
That man off.
Huh?
Pretty much.
Oh, they might blow the whistle.
Oh, okay. We'll save on that then. Okay. Saints, Buccaneers, though. Who y'all got?
Buccaneers.
Damn, it's MAGA Brady against MAGA Breeze. I don't care about neither. I guess at least Breeze apologized, so I'll go with the Saints.
I'll go with the Saints. I think they're more. I don't want to see Tampa Bay again after what happened the first time. Yes, it's different, but it could be the same. I'd rather take my shot at the team that we beat already.
I feel really good about this Packers team. Man, if we come back next week and they lose this game, I'm going to be mad salty because I haven't had this much faith in the Packers team in some years. Like, all last year I kept saying, like, this is a fraudulent 13-3 team. Like, I still don't know exactly who they are or what they doing. But I really believe in this year's team, man. So if I'm assuming we're going to beat the Rams, would I rather see the Saints who we beat or the Buccaneers who whooped us something
serious, bro?
But honestly, this might sound weird, but I kind of want Tampa Bay again. I want that redemption. I don't think this is going to be like San Francisco last year. I think they could do it. That's just my personal opinion. But I do think that
they're beatable. They're definitely beatable.
Of course,
for sure. Like they've been looking like shit too. Like if we catch, you know what? Second half Tampa Bay, I definitely take them over first half Tampa Bay. I want Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I'm going Tampa Bay in this game. Although the idea of seeing Drew Brees playing in the cold at Lambeau,
in the playoffs,
like also makes me be like, man, that could be a good win too. You know what? I don't really care who you put up against us. I'm gonna pick the Packers anyways. So for this game, I'm gonna just go with Tampa Bay beating New Orleans.
Yeah, I think Saints, I guess.
Y'all, let's talk COVID.
Wait, one last thing before we go there. The Packers re-signed what's his name, Jared Veldheer.
Jared Veldheer.
Yeah, so he's supposed to be the first player to ever play back-to-back playoff games with two different teams because he started for the Colts last week, but he was a practice squad player, so the Packers were able to sign him.
And he already cleared protocols because he was a practice squad player.
So,
and what's the name just signed? The Bills just signed Devontae Freeman today. That's not a bad pickup for them on their practice. They using the practice squad.
Hey, as you should.
He was on the Giants. I'm like, nah, he was just on the Giants. I'm like, but hey, for sure. But that's a really good short term pickup because he wasn't bad for the Giants this year.
He wasn't great either. He was.
He was just a couple years. He's a stopgap.
I mean, it's like I said, it's a reason he was available, but you know, it is what it is.
More of a name at this point than a.
Yeah.
Kind of like LaShawn McCoy, like decent, but he ain't who he used to be. But he still got the name. Like, oh, that's shady. Like, you know.
Yeah, but right now I'll take Freeman
more like
shady.
I mean, I can get that. It's a pretty big age difference between the two of them too, ain't it? Like, Freeman quite a few years younger than McCoy.
I think Freeman might just hit 30 or 29.
But that's neither here nor there.
Right.
Good luck to all the playoff teams this week. COVID is rampaging the country. Numbers have been going up, and we've been seeing that reflected in the NBA as well. The Board of Governors actually met there to just kind of go over their protocols, and they actually made some new changes with that. I'm gonna try to pass the ball somewhere. Can someone pick this up on the COVID tip with the NBA?
You got the protocols, Mister? Oh, so you've been doing the
NBA did. So the NBA Board of governors met Monday afternoon to review health and safety protocols following a recent spike in positive tests and contact tracing. The NBA and the NBA PA today voted to adopt new, stricter protocols. They said for a minimum of 2 weeks, but basically throughout the duration of this current spike, like if things start to stabilize a little bit more, like they may loosen certain things. But in general, the new agreement calls for the following changes. So now players will no longer be permitted to hug or interact with rival players on the court pre and post game. They will be reducing the social interactions during the game, including tapping hands during free throws. They're making mask wearing mandatory at all times when not on the court. The exception being a cool down area that's separate from the bench for players like upon immediately leaving the game. So you come off the court, you sit in a separate area. Once you've caught your breath, you go back to the regular bench, and then you put your mask back on. They made changes to, like what the players and staff are allowed to do when they're at home and on the road. So traveling parties essentially are not allowed to leave their hotel rooms, nor are they allowed to have non-team guests. Seems like that should have been something that was the rule from the beginning, because that's a very large,
they tried to be nice
in the policy.
They tried to be nice.
You just getting road guests. Okay. That's neither here nor there. And then players and staff, when they're at home, must remain at their residences except for team-related activities and to perform essential activities. Grocery store, dropping kids off at school, that type of shit. I don't know. Did I miss anything? I don't think so.
No, I think that all sums it up. They got to do something, because it's been 5-6 games that's been postponed at this point.
It's getting out of hand.
Because one just got announced about an hour ago.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. There was Boston and Miami on Sunday, Dallas and New Orleans on Monday, Boston and Chicago on Tuesday, Boston and Orlando on Wednesday, and then I forgot what the other one was. I'll look it up.
I believe it involves Washington. Whatever Washington's game was on Thursday. I know that's the one that got canceled recently.
Washington and Utah on Wednesday. So the first 5 actually all of them are due to the fact that certain teams have less than 8 active players, which is the number that you're required to have to field a team. So yeah, like it's just a lot going on. Let's see. Washington and Milwaukee both had to cancel practice today.
Although Milwaukee said their cancellation was not COVID related, it was a rest cancellation.
Okay, sure.
Hey, that's what they said. They said it was for rest.
Give him the Benny.
Which Bud has done before in the past, according to various Bucks beat writers.
I guess this shit just is getting out of hand. Quickly.
Yeah, so, wait, just to finish this off. So, like, Dallas had to close their practice facility because they have 4 players out with positive COVID tests. Maxi Kleber, Jalen Brunson, Dorian Finney-Smith, Josh Richardson. Philly had to quarantine because Seth Curry tested positive, and they got their results back during the game when he was sitting on the bench. So basically anyone that he had interacted with, including Joel Embiid, who was next to him on the bench, they're all away. I think it's Embiid, Seth Curry, Tobias Harris, Matisse Thybulle, and Vincent Poirier. I don't know how to pronounce his name. The French dude that was on Boston last year. So they're all in the protocol. Jason Tatum and Bradley.
Them, though? Real quick, when they had to come out and they only had the 7 players, and they were like, "Here it come, your Philadelphia 76ers," and it was just like 7 people. I was like, "This is the shortest little warm up intro line I ever seen before in my life."
Yeah, sorry. And then just to finish this off, so Jason Tatum and Bradley Beal are both in the protocol now. They actually interacted following a Boston and Washington game late last week. So Tatum, I guess, was put into the protocol first, and then because him and Beal were too close following the end of that game, like Bill was marked for contact tracing. So yeah, it just shows you like how quickly this shit can spread throughout the league and throughout a team. Yeah, it's tough at this point.
Yeah, and
is it the players? Did we say it's the players' fault?
I think it's society's fault.
I wouldn't say it's anyone's necessary. I mean, unless you're out there just blatantly.
Unless you're out here Kyrie.
Okay, so.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Is it the players? Because there are cats who hasn't had it, and then there are some who, I don't know. Maybe.
Well, the thing is, I think if Kyrie is guilty of what he's been accused of now, and it seems pretty cut and dry, and then James Harden are the only two that have actually violated the health and safety protocols. Like everybody else is just kind of in the course of right.
It's a virus. You just get sick sometimes. You know what I mean? If the country is having this super bad outbreak, which it is at the moment, even if you're wearing your mask, even if you're doing stuff right, you can still get it if you're not just staying home all the time.
Yeah.
It's always a chance. It's always a chance. And you got these dudes traveling,
So that's why it's a good question. Because okay, if it's not them and it's the travel thing, because a lot of people bring it up, go back to a bubble. But can you ask the players to sit down and don't interact with other people for the next 3 months?
Well, what Eric was saying, it's going to be just a couple of weeks that they're tightening it up right now. Just try to get things back under control. And then if numbers go back down, they'll loosen some of the restrictions that they're putting on. But I feel like this is part of what happens if you play during a pandemic. We saw it with all the other professional sport teams.
True.
The only reason the NBA playoffs went off so well was because they were in a bubble. We saw that worked because you're isolating yourselves from all the other outside dangers for as best as you can.
Yeah.
And without that, you're going to have a chance of catching these cases. That's why I think Aaron Rodgers, this is a different sport, but when they asked Aaron Rodgers, what you going to tell the team about the bye week? He's like, don't catch COVID. That's what I'm going to tell him. Don't get,
don't get COVID.
Stay home. Don't get sick.
Don't go nowhere. Don't do nothing unless you need to.
Yeah, just.
I think everybody's saying why don't they do a bubble again? Why don't they do a bubble again? And it's because the players pretty much refuse. Everybody that was in the bubble this time, the first time, were this is untenable. We can't do this again.
They were disgruntled. They wasn't nobody happy, but everybody was happy to get through it.
Yeah, but I mean, the prospect
for months.
Yeah, maybe you can quarantine the last couple rounds of playoffs, but I guess by that point, we'll hopefully have widespread vaccination and hopefully things will be on the upward trajectory. But at this point, Adam Silver basically said the post-holidays spike was anticipated, but they didn't expect it to be this bad, and he feels like they just have to kind of get through the rest of January and hopefully things will kind of stabilize and normalize. But again, people didn't want to sit at home for Christmas, so now everywhere things are just kind of blowing up, and it only takes one person to interact with the wrong person at the wrong time, and then the whole team is kind of shut down. So
yeah.
Like Camille said, it's the dangers of trying to run an NBA season during a global pandemic.
That's why I ain't got my hair done in some months now. I'm sitting here. It's rough over here. No, I'm off camera in case I need to vacate the room because I'm not feeling. Yeah.
I hear you.
But yeah, the NBA is gonna keep trucking on through regardless.
Just so because we mentioned it, the Kyrie thing. So, video surfaced Monday night of Kyrie apparently at a birthday party. So yesterday and today were the birthdays of his dad and his sister, respectively. So he was seen at a club type venue in New Jersey, not wearing a mask, dancing on the dance floor, a lot of people in the crowd. Mind you, he's been away from the team for personal reasons for the last 5 or 6 days. It's been since we recorded last week, so I want to say it was like Wednesday or Thursday that he stepped away. When it initially broke, like Steve Nash was kind of mum on it. Like it didn't seem like it was necessarily an excused absence, but it wasn't unexcused. Like he let them know, but it was kind of like, I'm just not going to be here. And they're like, what do you mean? He's like, personal reasons. And they're just like, okay. So so he's been away from the team. He was seen partying like with his family and friends. And now the NBA is investigating whether or not he violated the health and safety guidelines that they have in place. If he's found to have done so, like he's facing a longer quarantine and he can be fined, similar to the way that James Harden was. What else?
And he can lose game checks if he's missing the game from being in violation.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I do want to say about the Kyrie situation is I just want to make it clear that me personally, I don't really have a problem with him needing to take that personal time off to himself if he's going through something, whatever that case may be. Like, I understand that. I've taken PTO myself for, having just rough mental breaks where I just can't go. So I can only imagine what it must feel like as an athlete where your job is so physical to have to try to make yourself get up to play a game when you mentally you're not there. So I'm all for Kyrie using PTO on company hours, but what I'm not here for is being unsafe while you're out there. Like I said this earlier, like, I can understand like being around family and friends, especially when you're down. Like if you're down, it's a real energy booster. It can make you feel really good having all that love around you. But if you're going to be doing stuff like, come on, man, like y'all can't be maskless in a venue with like 30 people. Like that can't happen in the pandemic. That just can't happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
Two rebuttals. One, yes, most definitely, but also being in a venue at all, like whether you're wearing a mat, you can be a full hazmat suit. Like you're not supposed to be there. You're not supposed to be around that many people. Like that was collectively bargained by. I mean, he's a VP in the Players Association. Like he was.
You agreed to that.
Theoretically, part of the agreement to this set of
guidelines
rules.
Mm-hmm.
So, like that's not an excuse. You know what I mean? Like, be safer, be smarter, but also like. Camille, I think that your PTO is kind of like a term of your employment, and like you can unilaterally use your PTO when you want to. Kyrie has a contract with the Nets and with the NBA that doesn't necessarily. There's gray area, but it doesn't necessarily just be like, okay, I'm taking a day off today because I don't feel like playing. Like,
man, they be resting players just to rest players. Like, come on, man. Like,
but at the same, it's an agreement between the two parties. Like, he was just, from what it appears to be, he was just like, I'm not playing today, and they're like,
all right.
Oh no, for sure. That's why I prefaced it by like, if he was using this time for like mental health, like I'm cool with that. We don't really know the full story at this point, but all I'm saying is I'm here for people taking off if their mental health needs it. I don't know what exactly Kyrie's thing is, and it doesn't sound like the Nets know either, which was a little bit surprising to me. So I agree. I definitely agree with you on that sense, but just the overall idea of if you need the time off because you mentally are not here, like I understand that,
mm-hmm.
and I'm with that. Like if you can be rested just because the team don't just trying to keep you fresh, I feel like you can be rested for trying to keep your mind fresh too.
Yeah, that's fair.
But communicate with the people that you need
for
to
sure.
At least let somebody know what's going on, man.
Right,
I mean, we can't take off on our jobs just and be like, no, this ain't like, nope, that it. Like, and then not be in contact. Like, it's the communication
and
process
then the first
that goes
time
along
you
with
pop up is in the news.
Breaking protocols.
Breaking protocols that you negotiated.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that. But we'll see what happens.
We will.
To bring this back to the sports side of this, like things like this is why I've kind of been like, I got to see the Nets be the Nets before I'm like, like these are some shaky personalities that they have mixed in that locker room, and it's fragile. And so before I take them as like contenders, like I gotta see that this thing gonna work. And I don't know.
No,
I'm dubious as far as things have gone so far.
I believe when we record next week's show, we'll be like officially a quarter way through the NBA season. I need to double check my math, but if that is the case, then maybe we should do like a little just check in on where our teams are standing and surprises and, you know, things of that sort. Let's see. Where do we want to go next? Oh, I guess since we're talking about COVID, I'll just keep it here. Drew McIntyre from WWE, he tested positive for COVID-19, and he has been placed into quarantine. Tim, would you tell the people why it was surprising to you, just in case they're not as familiar with that world?
All right, so Drew is the WWE champion. So he is the champion. Well, not named Roman Reigns, because Roman's typically, clearly the guy. But Drew McIntyre is the other champion, and he's kind of the face of the WWE over the summer, over COVID, honestly. So for him to have popped up with COVID was already a big deal. But his storyline already got like 30 people involved in it. Mm-hmm. He got Randy Orton, who's already feuding with Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss. So that's 3 people right there. He had a title match with Keith Lee, who's been tag teaming with Sheamus, who's been feuding with The Miz and Morrison, who also has been Money in the Bank in it. So they've been over on SmackDown. It's like this one person, his one story has at least 40 people involved in him interacting with him. And it was wild kind of thinking about it. And but nobody else had it. You know, we don't know when he contracted it. We don't know when they were free or not. But as of right now, they haven't said anything else about anybody else having anything with Drew. It's just been Drew. So they could kind of, I don't know what they're going to do with that, but it's just interesting. Now he got to be out the next 10 to 14 days, and Royal Rumble is 3 weeks away?
Yeah, and McIntyre said, I'm going to be there. And I was like,
Immediately.
Wrestling with a mask on.
30-man Royal Rumble.
Not a cat.
Pass the fuck out.
30-man Royal Rumble. You coming right out of COVID. Testing positive. You finna hit the 30-man Royal Rumble. Hey. But that's why it was crazy. Like, it's already that many people involved kind of in his storyline.
Yeah.
And then to come right back to a Royal Rumble, and they haven't said anything else about anybody else testing positive. So it's interesting. I
guess I would just assume that, you know, there's still fraternization, like, backstage, like, regardless of who you're in a storyline with. Like, I would imagine, like, you're still interacting with whoever your friends are on the roster. So, like, we don't know who all he's actually, like, physically been around, because, again, like, it's not a bubble, but it's kind of a bubble at work type of deal. It's like, you know, with the basketball teams, like, you know, everybody goes home and comes back to the facility, but they're allowed to kind of freely interact with each other within reason. Like, I'd imagine it's the same thing in WWE. So, but I was reading tweets yesterday. It seems like they only use so many people on TV for Raw. Well, I mean, like, a lot of people had, like, double duty. Like, they would have a match and then they would call somebody else out and then they would have another match. So, like, they didn't use as many people on TV as they normally would. Because they had a bunch of people that were in the building that they just didn't have on the show. So it's like, you're not actually constricting, like, the amount of people that are there, but you're limiting the amount of people that are on TV. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe it's completely unrelated. Like, they were just like, oh, we don't want to have.
Shoot. They was down so bad. Triple H was out there wrestling last night.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, you had to call in Triple H, but you not using the people that
game. Hey, it was wilding, dog. They setting sledgehammers on fire. I'm like, they out here putting fireballs in people's face.
They out here trying anything to get some ratings right now.
And they finna go to
entertaining me. Shit.
They gonna be on Nick Necks.
They gonna be on Nick Necks and shit.
Right.
Doing
slime,
the slime cannons and shit.
The first slime match. The winner has to. No, I'm not gonna give them no ideas, because knowing them, they probably end up doing some foolish stuff like that. let's go into the radio, fellas.
Radio.
One last thing about WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, one last thing about WWE. Like last week, they had the whole Legends Night thing. Again, like 3 days later or whatever it was, like your champion test positive for coronavirus. It's like, why are you bringing in
extra motherfuckers,
outside people to be like a TV show? Like a lot of them, like older in age because they're your legends. Like y'all really don't care about this shit. Like, and I saw that. What's her name? The blonde chick, Tori Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. So apparently she went to like Disney World with Candice Michelle. That's funny. Yeah. Like apparently they were like at Disney World together, like with their kids, and it's like, and then she goes to Raw like the next day or the same day or whenever it was. It's like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Like,
Vince ain't never gave a damn. Vince ain't never gave a shit.
Dude, don't sound like the employees do either. But that being said, let's get into the radio this week. Ken, would you please explain to the people, in case they're new here, what the radio segment is?
Indeed. This is a part of the show where we play a song that is either written, composed, produced, created by someone in the sports realm. Tim is our DJ. DJ, give it to me.
Give it to me.
And this is our backstage production meeting.
For sure. So this song, I'm actually very much looking forward to because I did not listen to it yet. And
you in for surprise.
And I really want this to be heat. So the song this week
it's fire, all right.
You want to be Harlem Heat?
This song this week is by Bad Bunny, and it is his song titled Booker T. So
I hadn't heard this either.
I'm very much
looking forward to it. I mean, I read about the song. Like he said that he was a Booker T fan growing up, and I believe they said it samples his theme song. So I really want to hear what this sounds like. Like I'm excited for it because I like Bad Bunny. So
okay.
Yeah, I want to hear what this is about. Tim, do you want the music to be rolling as you talk?
Yes.
Okay. Dude, everything good for you?
Yep, I'm ready.
All right. Ken, would you count us down to go live on air, please?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. WTZK Radio 69.9 FM, where 69 is fine.
WTECK Radio 69.9, where 69 is fine. We got Bad Bunny, Booker T.
Ay, los pongo a bailar la peluca. Que no baile, que lo despelucan. Hijo de puta, no me cuquen. Lean los números pa' que se eduquen. Yo no hago canciones, hago himnos pa' que no caduquen. En este género yo fui un Hadouken. Ey, y se extinguieron como en los dinosaurs. Antes que me apague, se apaga el sol. Subimos y rompimos el ascensor. El prepa que les tiro Balbasol. Maldito conejo, ahora lo miro de arriba y de lejos.
Hey, some people want to be playing 2K out of nowhere. It's weird.
Él también va a pichar. Te juro que yo no me quise embichar.
If I knew what he was saying, it'd probably be more fire. It's already fire.
Yeah, this is
sin usar Richard, Yankee se retira y vamos a switchar. Voy a ser el jefe, me van a fichar. Mi nombre para siempre se me escucha porque estoy en mi pick. Estoy en mi pick. Soy un rey, campeón, busca el ti. Estoy en mi pick. Estoy en mi pick. Mírame lo que me
I'm not hearing Booker T's theme in here.
Le molesta mi premio de compositor, pero
it's at the end.
Okay, I was listening hard too, like Mike.
El disco más vendido de este puto año. Lo llevé para la escuela, todo el mundo tratando de hacerle secuela. Siguen en la fila, nadie se me cuela. Chequi morena, chequi morena, Bad Bunny se llevó todos los premios y el cabrón ni fue. Ustedes pagando pa' irse virales, yo Pegando temas sin hacerle promo. La gente se pregunta cómo desde chamaquito. ¿Sabes cómo somos? Nunca pido
I'm a fan of his. I like Bad Bunny. I don't be knowing what he be talking about, but I be vibing.
It's a vibe.
Estoy en mi pick, cabrón. Y voy a seguir en mi pick, cabrón. Ey, soy un rey, campeón. Busca el ti, ey. Estoy en mi pick, ey. Y voy a seguir en mi pick, ey. Mírame, que tú qué, nah, cabrón, tú eres feca.
Can you dig it, sucker?
Hey. Hey.
Ni voy a frontear la de Rippy, cabrón, para que vea que estoy bien, hijo de puta.
Hey, I'm gonna get my Duolingo on. I'm gonna get my Duolingo on. I'm gonna figure out what they.
You know, on the real, what he's saying in this song.
That was fire though.
No, that was the beat and all that shit was fire though.
Man,
The video was pretty cool. Like, it's funny. Like, I was watching it, and Sam was like, "I don't know what the hell he talking about." Like, shit, me neither, but I like it.
and I like reggaeton. I like the trap Latin music. Like, ever since my people in undergrad put me on the Ivy Queen, man, I've been all aboard. So I'm a fan of that.
Oh, Booker's in the video dancing too.
Oh, of course, you gotta have Booker T in the video. You got to.
Yeah, we roll.
Or knows he's available.
All right, hot or not, y'all? Y'all enjoy that one?
Oh yeah, that was
I
hot.
like it hot.
Yeah, that was hot.
That little I like that. That was nice. So Alabama defeated Ohio State in the college football playoff championship game. It was a blowout. They stomped them out. 52 folded. God, Lord Jesus. 52-24. It's a blowout.
No, it was.
Devontae Smith is cold.
That motherfucker nice.
No, he is.
That motherfucker nice. I didn't know he was that cold, bro.
I didn't know he was that small. Like, that is
That's what I was
big
going to
fella.
say. He's small. Yeah, he's super.
Like, he's like my size, but twice as fast as Tim. Like,
When he caught that, he got the little bubble screen. I was like, oh, this was like a little 2-yard gain. That motherfucker took off. I'm like, what the? He took like 15 yards out of that. I'm like, damn.
and it was effortlessly. It don't even look like he's like, you know, like some people it look like
No,
they
he run that
chugging. Like,
fast.
you see him running fast. Like, he just looked like he's striding regular, like not exerting
He's
too much
take off.
energy and just like running right past people. Crisp route running, like great hands, go up and get you. Like,
Beautiful catches.
it's a 1-game sample size, but shit, like that's what he's been doing all year. Like,
All year. As in the Waddle cat was supposed to be the one that they was like, oh man, Waddle gonna be cold. Like, that's the one they was talking about supposed to be better, but he been going all year.
that should be my
Imagine
thing.
what better than him.
Why was Waddle playing? Like, they say he broke his ankle like a couple months ago. He got screws
That's
still
why
in
he
his
been
ankle.
going.
He's clearly. I'm saying, like, why was he playing though? Like, why was he in that
Oh,
game?
he-
Like, that's negligent.
Because it's the championship game.
I don't give a fuck. Like, you save that kid from himself. Like, that's on Nick Saban. Like, you don't put that kid out there. Like, it was
It was his
NBA
first
NFL
catch.
players saying like, no, somebody that loves him needs to get in his ear right now. Like, get off that field. Like, he should not be out there.
Yeah, that first catch when he wobbled off the field, I'm like, damn. Like, I don't know what happened, but
They're saying like
Make
top
my
15
ankle hurt
pick
thinking about it.
minimum. So like you can only do damage to yourself at that point. Like, I get wanting to be there for your teammates. I get wanting to play in the national championship game. I get it. I totally understand that. But sometimes like it's things more important than that, which is like the health and safety of your legs. Like, and they had like the kid that tore his ACL, like the center that tore his ACL. Like they had him come out and do like victory formation snaps, and then he lifted up Nick Saban after the game. It's like, like I get it. Like
doing, man.
You know, he's 6'6", 300 pounds, and Nick Saban's a little man. But at the same time, like he has a torn ACL from like a month ago. Like hasn't. I don't know if he's had surgery or not, but he's definitely not to the point where he should be in pads in any way, shape, or form. So it's like even when good stuff happens, it's like it's just Jesus Christ.
okay.
But yeah, other than that, like I think Devontae Smith had like he set the record for most championship game yards and receptions. I think in the first half because he got injured like first possession of the third quarter.
250 and 3 touchdowns, 250 plus and 3 touchdowns. Like that's
Balling.
That's some crazy stuff.
And again, like,
I mean, he had himself a hell of a game, and then Mac Jones had it. His game was better than Joe Burrow from last year.
Yeah. And I was gonna say, like, but Joe Burrow ain't have Devontae Smith, but yeah, Justin Jefferson. So
yeah, and Chase.
Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase, like he had both of them last year. Yeah, but it was a good game for Alabama. You know, saving run in college.
Yeah, they said that was 7th national championship would push them past Bear Bryant.
He owns college. He owns the NCAA.
ESPN posted a tweet saying that he's reached that stage where like you were doing franchise mode in college football and you just start over with Wyoming because it gets too easy to win championships.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I am done with this, bro. I'm too cold.
I need a challenge. I'm starting a whole new program, build them up from the bottom. Let's see. Let's go to injuries. So in the NBA, Wizards center Thomas Bryant has torn his ACL, so he's out for the season. Markelle Fultz from Orlando also tore his ACL. Like, I felt so bad for that kid.
Yeah.
Like, he was finally rounding the corner and, you know, getting his career off. Guard.
I like Thomas Bryant though. Like, you right. Like, it sucks, especially because he was one of the young promising talents on Washington. Like, the teams that need young promising talent, Washington. That's a big blow for them. So, you know, best of luck on your recovery.
Yeah, it's a season from hell for Washington. Like, Brad Bell's out now with health and safety. I think Russ is injured somehow. I think he jammed his finger up.
Yeah, it's been a lot of stuff with them, but I think Russ will be out for the minute now, actually, because I got him on my fantasy team. I've been playing fantasy basketball,
I have too. League. I've been doing good too.
Me too. Shit, I'm in first place. But it's been making it easier to kind of keep up with some of the injuries and stuff like that that's going on as well, because I know
Camille said that she would that we would do like a check-in next week, but I have no feel for this NBA season so far. Like, I have no idea who's good. I have a pretty good idea who's bad. But I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, I don't it's a lot of inconsistency, which is to be expected, but it's just like there's no team that's just like, oh yeah, that's a team to be worried about. Like, everybody kind of has their strengths and everybody has their weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
Well, quick question: how do y'all feel about? I'm gonna ask you first, Ken. How do you feel about Golden State?
How do I feel about that? I feel like that they can be a little more dangerous than I expected them to be this season. So I think I don't know. I think they're gonna finish out. They definitely, right, if they continue to grow, they could be a playoff team. But I'm not worried about them in the playoffs, though.
What about you, Eric?
As long as they have Steph and Draymond, like, they have a very high baseline of competence.
Mm-hmm.
So those two are healthy. Wiseman seems to be decent.
Yeah, Wiseman. I like
anything out of their wings or their bench players, like, I think they're a solid playoff team. But at this point, I would say probably play-in. So somewhere between 7 and 10.
I didn't realize how big of an impact Dre really was until he came back and they started winning. I'm like, oh shit! Like, he still makes it. He does a lot more. He's always been underrated, undervalued, I say. And
I just think that what he does doesn't like
it doesn't. He does the little things, all the little things that you need, like all of them, and. He's a great leader now because of the growth and maturity. Because I know the younger Dre was hothead, but like you can see the growth and maturity in him as well. And he's teaching that he's out there mentoring and stuff like that. And it's pretty dope to see like Dre's transformation and then his immediate impact when he came back. That's the only reason why I kind of got intrigued with Golden State, because I'm like, damn, They might not. They're not that bad. They're really not that bad. I was just curious. I know it was
But the last injury is Hawks. Bogdanovich has a knee injury that they still haven't released a timetable on, but they said that he had like an avulsion fracture in his knee and I think some type of cartilage damage.
Did y'all see the actual injury?
No.
It was gross. It was like his knee kind of just caved in.
Damn.
Like it bent one way, then bent another way, then bent back the way it was supposed to be. And it looked bad.
Best of luck in your recovery too, sir. That's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully it just looked worse than it actually was.
Hopefully.
Where should we go? We can go to all pro teams. So NFL released their all pro teams, although it looks like we only listed the first team. So on offense, we have Aaron Rodgers, Derrick Henry, Stephon Diggs, Devontae Adams. What's the name was on here too? Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, David Bakhtiari, somebody named Conklin. Was that Jack Conklin? I don't know. Quentin Nelson.
So.
Somebody named Shref. I need first names.
Brandon Shreve.
Yeah, I think Tim put them all in their last name.
Corey Linsley. So Packers have 4 All Pros on the first team. Yeah, 2 linemen now, Rodgers and Adams. On defense, Myles Garrett, T.J. Watt, Aaron Donald, DeForest Buckner, Bobby Wagner,
Fred Warner. We got Darius Leonard.
Yeah.
We got Xavier Howard for the corner. I can take it. Don't worry about it. I got you. I'm going to hand that off.
I'm kind of proud that I got the names that I did get.
Hey, I'm super proud.
I'm proud of you too. No, but you got Fred Warner, Bobby Wagner, and Darius Leonard at the linebacker spot. Xavier Howard and Jalen Ramsey at the cornerback spot. You got Minkah Fitzpatrick, Tyrann Mathieu, and Budda Baker at the safety spots. Jason Sanders at the kickers and special teams. Well, you got Bailey. Can't remember Bailey's first name. Cordell Patterson and
Jake Bailey.
Jake Bailey, gotcha. So
there you have it.
Not bad. I was laughing though because I was like, oh, it's interesting to see an all-pro team, and then Patty's not even on the list.
Hey, he's second team. Him and Josh Allen tied in votes for the second team, so they were both listed as second team quarterbacks. But when you have an MVP season like Aaron Rodgers did, you got to be first team. So you know what I'm saying?
LeBron out here clowning.
Yeah, no, LeBron out here acting a fool right now.
Yeah,
hey man, he brought that look down shit back.
Huh?
He brought that look down shit back. Did you see it?
LeBron pulled off a no look 3. Like he shot that mug, turned his back,
immediately turned around.
Immediately.
As soon as he released it, turned around talking shit. The whole bitch going crazy.
Immediately.
And it is 71-48, by the way, at halftime.
Jeez, who y'all playing?
Houston. Busted their ass.
Oh, Lord, Jesus.
Yeah.
This is gross, bro. This is gross. Every time he bring that look down, I think of Dooch. Every single time he look down at the damn floor, I think of Dooch.
Hey, no, LeBron is...
that motherfucker.
No,
he already knew. He looked down, threw it up, and turned around to the bench because he knew that shit's automatic.
No, he clowning against... You got to see this clip, fam. Like, he is...
I seen it. I was staring at it for a minute. I just retweeted it, but I was staring at it for a minute because I'm like, nah.
It's low-key disrespectful. If I was on the Rockets,
That's why I said he brought the look down shit back, dog.
It make it worse because of the score, though. Like, they really busted it.
He had to make sure he's behind the 3-point line. That's why he looked down in that clip, though. He was checking his feet because he had time. He had that much time. This nigga here, man. LeBron.
No, he had a man flying at him. He ain't had that much time.
That man, that was such a fake.
Gross.
That was a fake closeout, man. That wasn't no real live.
Bounce
closeout.
Look down. No, he did the bounce look down shit.
Clip, like from as soon as he got the ball, he was clowning.
With the passes, the whole
pass, caught it in the corner. Pump fake, look down. Pump, go ahead, turn around, Fuck that shit. I'm out. Yeah, I see it. I see it. Yeah, it was gross. It was gross. Well, congrats to them. Speaking of hooping, LaMelo. Freaking LaMelo Ball been out here hooping.
Youngest player ever get triple dub. You know what I'm saying? Young Melo Ball.
Oh, here.
Y'all know who had the record before Fultz. Before Fultz, it was his big bro. Like Zoe had the had the award for youngest player to record triple double until Fultz broke that. What was it, last year before that? Recently, and then Melo came and knocked that down too. Like,
well, let me get that back, bro.
If I'm not mistaken, I think that Fultz's triple double was against the Bucks.
That sounds about right. People tend to have career days against the Bucks.
I swear
to be fair, that was at the end of the Jason Kidd year. So
I said what I said. People, career days happen against the Bucks.
Franchise nights.
Jazz just set a franchise record of 3 pointers against us.
Bro, motherfuckers come to Milwaukee or they play the Bucks. History is in the making.
Oh, you might catch an L in the process, but you're gonna put some numbers up, fam.
There's gonna be something,
right?
No, we might catch that L too.
We might, but I mean, over the last 2 years, our regular season record has been superb. So it is
like
what
that.
it is.
That Jazz loss was only the 12th time that they've lost in Fiserv. Bradley Center.
Yeah, like the Bucks have been good. But yeah, shout out to Melo. Y'all know how. I mean, me and Kim been on the
young baller.
He actually hooping this shit though. He looks nice.
He has been nice, but I will say ESPN is riding that train hard. And like I looked at their NBA basketball page, like on Instagram, you can see the grid, and it was like 9 spots. Like 6 of them were LaMelo. I'm like, anything else happened in NBA today?
Nope.
It was just all Melo.
No, it's all Melo.
All Melo. And
it wasn't even a triple double night. Like it was just like a random Tuesday.
Probably a beautiful pass.
Exactly.
Some kind of beautiful ass pass.
Like real.
All right, looks like we just got a couple more things before we get into the blow the whistle. Some more quick hitters. Tim, you want to knock out the NFL transitions, and then we can just kind of quick hit the rest of it.
Shit! Yeah, I see what you. All right.
I mean, we kind of already talked about Deshaun, so I don't know how.
Right. So we good on that.
Want to go on to that? Yeah.
We got Philly. They fired Doug Peterson. He was there for 5 years, but they had to make changes there. What was it? 2 years ago that they won a Super Bowl?
3, I think.
Or 3, but. Yeah, they had to make some changes in Philly. Philly was starting to go downhill real fast, and that Carson Wentz drama, and then you tanking the game. Like, nah, you had to go, bro. Seattle, they fired their offense coordinator, Brian Schottenheimer. They said it was philosophical differences, and they mutually agreed to part ways.
Excited
because they'll go finally get somebody who keep running the ball when they running well instead of passing.
Man, they were just not happy with the play calling and that whole offensive flow after a while. Like, they are happy that he is out of there.
I feel like nobody has ever been happy with Brian Schottenheimer as their offensive coordinator, yet he keeps getting jobs.
I mean, he was Detroit for a minute too, wasn't he?
He's been around. He was the Rams for a couple years. Nepotism in the NFL.
And then Las Vegas Raiders, the Raiders. Today they hired their defensive coordinator, Gus Bradley. So, some couple things.
Although they originally tweeted out a picture of Ken Wisenhunt by accident.
Who's an offensive coordinator. That's funny. That's terrible, but that's funny.
And there you have it. New England Patriots. What a fitting name. Never mind. New England Patriots head coach Bill Belichick. He was told, like, hey man, come get this Presidential Medal of Freedom, and he said, actually, I'm not going to accept that right now. Y'all can keep that,
Like
but thank you. Yeah, like thank you, but not.
I mean,
not
did you
now.
see why he was gonna get it?
No.
Because he penned a letter to Trump saying he glad he's gonna make America great again when he won his election in 2016.
Are you serious? That's it?
Real?
That's why he was going to get the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Man, get the fuck out of here, dog. Fuck both of these niggas, dog. What the
Honestly,
man? Get out of here.
I read that. I was like, bruh. So when
medal
it
of
came out that he was turned it down, I was like, okay, you have some type of respect, hopefully. And his response was because of what happened on Wednesday. He's honored, but no, because what happened on Wednesday, he just has more respect for the democracy and things like that. And he can't accept it in that manner. And I'm like,
it's like Eric said, the mic just too hot. That's all. If what happened last week did not happen, that nigga would have been right up at the White House, like, thank you.
In tears, motherfucker. And raising the roof.
Thank you so much.
That tripped me out when I seen Watto. I was like, that's some shit.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Trump, the PGA is going to actually strip the major championship from that Trump own course. So they were going to be playing the 2022 PGA Championship at one of Trump's courses, and they pretty much said,
fuck them.
No, it'll probably be detrimental to our brand, and we don't want to, just bring that heat on ourselves. We just ain't gonna come.
You too hot. You too hot. Everybody's too hot, bro.
That man
gotta go.
Man,
Trump Badminster is the course.
What a name! What a name! Badminster.
Yeah. Bedminster. Bedminster.
That's a stupid name.
Okay.
And then the last thing on the topic list before we get into the blow the whistles. UFC fighter Erwin Rivera. He has been accused of stabbing two of his sisters. And the Florida police reported that Rivera told him that a higher power told him to do so. One victim is in critical condition while the other is stable. So prayers out to those victims. Stabbing your sister? Like, come on, man.
Wow.
Tripping. You tripping, B.
And speaking of tripping, we're going to get into the blow the whistle. We're going to get these takes off on some other folks that's been tripping. So let's go and get into that segment.
All right, now that's enough out of you. You know what? Tee his ass up.
I'll start tonight quick. I'm blowing the whistle on the Green Bay Packers organization. All season, they've, abided by local and state guidelines about having large crowds. So they've had no fans in the stadium the entire season. They saw that playoff check coming. They're like, we need to get them ducats. So they're allowing up to 6,000 fans for the Packers playoff game this weekend. We're still in a pandemic, fam, and actually it's getting worse. So why are you allowing fans in the stadiums now when you weren't comfortable doing so earlier?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and being, granted, I don't live in Green Bay, but I live in close enough proximity where, like, this is, dangerous to my personal health. Like, you congregating 6,000 people plus whoever else is in the stadium working it. Like, you got to have ticket takers, you got to have security, you got to have concessions. Like, there's going to be more than 6,000 people, I'm sure, in that stadium because you sell 6,000 tickets. So it's just like the competitive advantage that you think that you're going to get or the little bit of gate receipt, like, it's just not worth it. You know what I mean? Like,
not even in the least bit.
Serious? Huh?
So not in the least bit. Like, it's a money grab. It's a real money grab. And it's disappointing to see, as you mentioned, after they were so steadfast throughout the season about not having fans. They allowed like a couple hundred like first responders to kind of like, thank them for their work, which I'm like, okay. But yeah, I see what's going on here.
I mean, if anything, like you kind of demonstrated that your team plays better. You went 13-3. You got a best team in the NFC. Like, maybe keep that.
It's quiet. Don't change the shit up now.
Hey, they I mean, they add in their own fans. It's not like they add in opposing people because the way that they are doing it. No, I'm just saying, like, it's not like Packer fans would be able to sell their tickets to fans of the Rams because the way that they're doing it is that it can only be the season ticket holders who were issued that ticket, and they have to show ID along with their ticket for entry into the game. So they can't, like, resell tickets. So the fans that are going to be in the building are going to be pro Packers fans, but the fact that they're bringing fans in the first place is the problem. They'll be all right. Like, the team will play better probably having fans there, but you're putting the team before public safety. So, you know.
Yeah. Well, like you said, if we was doing it all season, it'd be one thing. But we've been fine all season, and now y'all want to start changing shit up. And then if we catch this L, you know what I'm blaming?
It won't be.
I'm blaming you motherfuckers.
It will
not
be
y'all adding motherfuckers. Now you're adding different noises, different scents and smells and shit into the stadium. Ain't nobody asked for all of that shit. Y'all changing all kind of shit up.
Home teams play better with their fans there, though. Like,
we've been playing better without them.
We haven't been playing necessarily better. Like, our L's have.
I mean, we look better than our last 13-3. Wouldn't you say?
But they went 13-3 with fans last year. Like, you can't.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but you said we look better. We know they look better.
The team is better. Yes, the team is better. But having
without
fans
the fans,
will not. Lord Jesus, your logic is almost as. Never mind.
No, I'm saying don't change.
I was going to really
now.
insult you. I was going to insult you bad, but I held that back.
No,
I held that back. So I'm gonna just let you go ahead.
You gotta undercut it by saying I was gonna talk about you bad.
Right.
It was gonna be bad.
I appreciate it.
But go ahead, give me your blow the whistle, sir.
My blow the whistle is on the Texans organization. The reason why, one of the main things that kind of outside of them mistreating their star players, like all their star players have something negative to say. Either it's Andre Johnson or it was Nuke or it's currently Deshaun Watson. All of them have an issue with the Texans organization, and it seems like the Texans organization and its organization hell bent on failing. The reason why I think it's the organization, it's not necessarily players or the coaches that they've been through, is because they've been hell bent on failing every step of the way. How do you hire? There's word on the street that they hired an organization, paid them hundreds of thousands of dollars to do a search to find their next GM. And they ignored the recommendation for that search. Completely ignored it. They spent all these dollars, completely ignored the recommendation and went with your boy. Because your guy know. And in the process of doing that, you pissed off your star players and a couple other people in the organization. But your main face of the franchise, you pissed them off in the process. Now, before DeAndre Hopkins got traded, he was disgruntled. After he left, he had some harsh things to say. Well, he ain't really said nothing, but he don't have anything positive to say. Anytime somebody get their shit off about Texans, he liking it or he's doubling down on it.
That's a fact.
Andre Johnson was getting this shit off after he left. People are not happy. JJ been trying to soldier through that shit, but we all can tell he ain't happy. He be trying to put on the facade, but we all can tell. I think it's no longer you can blame the players or the coaches or anything of that matter. You have to blame the organization starting at the top. Is the Texans hell-bent on failing because everything they're doing is saying that they don't want to be successful at all, and they were the last expansion team in the NFL. So it's like, are you forever going to be just that expansion team, or are you going to do some shit? And I'm blowing a whistle on them because y'all look like y'all just trying to fail. Like, I don't get it. But y'all suck at what y'all doing right now. Y'all need to get your shit together.
Hey. There you have it. Tech Top 5 time.
5, 4, 3, 2,
1.
Tech Top 5.
So last week was NFL MVP ballots, you know, if folks had them. And this week, since we just had the college football championship game, we are going to be looking at our top 5 college championship games. Now, I do want to ask y'all, do y'all have any games on y'all list that's actually older, like than you, like a game that you have not personally seen?
No, I don't.
No.
Eric?
No.
Okay, so I'm going to actually just kind of freestyle this a little bit and just say it's best college football games of the last 30 years, 20 years?
I would just say since the BCS or later. So BCS, I think started in 98. 97, somewhere around there.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I don't want somebody hitting us up and being like, how dare you not have
1839.
Well, I mean, to be fair, like they didn't really have championship games per se, like because you could have like a Big Ten or a Pac-10 team end up in the Rose Bowl, and then they don't play like the number 2 team or whatever. So, like, you didn't really get number 1 versus number 2 annually until the BCS got implemented. So,
but I mean, they still had the championship game. So, like, when I was sitting there, like, doing the research and I was seeing games from, like, the 70s and the 80s and whatnot, I'm like, I don't really feel like that's, like, I couldn't tell you if that was, like, I didn't see it. I don't tell you. But every game on my list is more recent. So, Tim, let's hear your list.
Okay. We'll do number 5. I got Clemson at Alabama, the Deshaun Watson game. Speaking of Deshaun. Number 4, I'm going to go with Alabama versus Georgia.
Alabama.
January 8th, 2018. The 2018
Right.
game.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Let me go back to my original. Number 5, I got the 2017 Clemson versus Alabama game. Number 4, I got the 2018 Alabama versus Georgia game. Number 3, I'm going off the hip too, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
It was your idea too.
Right.
It was my idea. I did. Yeah, I'm off the hip too. Number 3, go back. I'm struggling. I'm gonna go with the next Alabama Clemson game. I'm gonna go with 2016 Alabama Clemson. Okay. Number 3 or number 2. I'm gonna go with
Here, man.
I mean,
there was a. You know what? I'm sorry. I gotta find my number 2. I know my number 1 is USC versus Texas. I did watch that one too. But number 2.
I feel like that one might be a consensus.
That's
Number 1
definitely gonna be
game.
a
Like
consensus
that's
My number 1.
that's mine.
Because
That was the only one that really came to mind when you pitched
Same,
this.
like that was the first game
True.
that came to mind when you said that. I was like,
and I figured that would be the case because that was like the most amazing game of all time.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to come back to me on my number 2.
Be longer. Jesus Christ, this nigga here, dog. We done been in here almost 2 hours. You could have came up with anything, nigga.
That's why you got to come back.
I'll be honest, like I don't have like the recall for specific championship games, so I'm still in a Bleacher Report list that I found online. So number 5, I'm gonna go with 2003 Miami Ohio State. That was 2003. I don't know. Either way, it was the year they had Maurice Claret, and like Miami had a stacked ass team, but Ohio State won. 4, I'll go 2016 National Championship, Alabama defeating Clemson. Number 3, I'll go with 2014 Florida State beating Auburn.
That was a good game.
Number 2, I will go with the 2003 Fiesta Bowl. Oh shit, I said that one already.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm gonna make that number 2. Number 5, I'm gonna go with yesterday's game just because that's the only one I can think of at the moment. And number 1 is the 2006 Rose Bowl, which was Texas defeating USC again. Well, probably the greatest college football game I've ever seen in my life.
Period.
Yeah, that game was lit as hell.
A stacked USC team: Matt Leinart, Reggie Bush, Lindell White. I think Steve Smith, the other Steve Smith, against Texas with Vince Young. What, 2 overtime?
Mm-hmm.
Did it go to overtime? Or it went down the wire? Either way, like, it's a fucking GOAT game.
Yeah, man. That was a great game. Let's see here. Number 5.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with the Ohio State, Miami, double overtime game.
Good game.
2003.
Energy.
Number 4, I am going to go with the Alabama Clemson game in 2016. I realized while like thinking about this, like Deshaun Watson was so fun to watch in college. Like the man was cold. Number 3, I am going to go with Alabama Georgia, 2018. Number 2, I'm gonna go Clemson Alabama, 2017. And then number 1, as mentioned, Texas USC, 2006.
Yeah. All right. So my number 5, F5 Florida State in versus Auburn, 2014. My number 4, Crimson versus Alabama in 2017. What was that one for? Number 3, Alabama and Crimson in 2016. Number 2, Alabama and Georgia in 2018. That was a good game. And then number 1, Texas versus USC, 2006. The GOAT game for sure.
Man, for sure.
That was an amazing game.
Is there?
Like I remember watching. Because I never was like a big college football fan growing up in the least bit. But that was a game that I actually had on from the beginning because my uncle was so excited to see it. So I was just like, I'll watch it with you. And that game ended up being just ridiculous. Like, it was a ridiculous game. But that's the top 5 for the week, the show for the week. We hope y'all enjoyed. We hope y'all stay safe. Keep taking care of yourselves. Take care of your neighbors. Take care of your families. And just be well overall, man. If you would like to follow me on social media, you can catch me.
Wait a minute.
On the Twitter, Instagram, and PSN at Camille Monet, CAMILLEMONAE, because
your mom is fancy.
Thank you, good sir.
At Busburner on Twitter.
That's all you get?
Yeah, never right.
Everyday_gentleman on Instagram, KHarris216 on Twitter and Snapchat.
And it's your boy, TIMKINZ, the number 3, aka Ass Ketchum, aka Mr. Give It To Me. Say that.
Wait, did you ever give your number 2?
Auburn versus Alabama.
Okay, I thought about it. I was like, wait a second.
Auburn, Alabama.
All right, okay. I just had.
Yes, it was.
Right. The future Chicago Bears quarterback. But yeah, that's the show this week. Peace out, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.